Hi, and welcome to something new. And right in front of my face, there's a menu that is going to be completely still for you on the screen, but it's actually fixed to my eyes, as it were, and it's actually really awkward. So let's do that, and let's choose that. I think that's correct. So, yes, have I played the Stanley Parable before? No, I haven't. And it's one of those games that's been on my to-do list for like a long time. I've played the beginner's guide, absolutely love the beginner's guide, which made me realise I should probably play the Stanley Parable. But I just never got round to it, and I've been very much into VR over the last few years and stuff like that. So yeah, I've never got round to playing it. And then a VR mod turned up, and the VR mod required the deluxe edition, so in the recent Steam sale I bought myself a copy of the deluxe edition, and I am obviously trying out the VR mod. I'm hoping this is going to go well. I'm hoping this is going to record well. It's been a little bit of an epic this morning getting this up and going. On top of that, I haven't actually had a headset on my head for well over 2 weeks because I had a busy weekend a couple of weekends back. And then I just started my holiday like 2-3 days ago. As of the time of recording, I'm off for like basically 3 weeks at the end of the year. And a couple of days before starting my holiday, I came down with pretty shitty cold. So I've actually been quite ill with a cold. Right. So this is my first go at VR as well since kind of starting to recover. So no, I haven't played. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Well, looks about right to me. Please enter the current time. Really? Okay. What time is it? It's 10:45. Right. No, it's PM. Oh, it's a bit. Yeah, the thumbstick. Right, I've got to do it like that. The thumbsticks are a little sensitive in this. Right, that'll do. Confirm. No, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. You'd think it could be able to take the time from... Whoa! That's really in my face, and I'm really low. Right. I'm just going to take my headset off for a moment because I want to check that it's recording the game audio just fine. Everything seems weirdly scaled. So I'm hoping, let's just have a look at the settings. Field of view. Wow, this is not a great experience so far. B is back. Where's B? No, that didn't take me back. Oh no, I shouldn't have come in here, should I? Okay. There we go. Right, I'm just going to take the headset off. Let's just check. This is a bit of an adventure, seeing if this is actually going to work or not. Okay, so game audio is definitely working. Right. Headset on. Oh, something happened.
This is the story of a
I think
man
I started the
named
game by
Stanley.
accident.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
So that wasn't
And
a
then one day,
great
something
start
very
to the
peculiar happened.
experience.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
So this is
No
just a
one had showed
flat
up to give him
image in
instructions,
front of
call
my
a meeting,
face.
or even say
A bit
why.
too close, and
Never
also
in all
as I
his
move my
years
head
at the
it
company
follows
had
my
this
face,
happen.
so
This
it's just going to be
complete
a...
isolation. Something was very
Oh,
clearly wrong.
we're going 3D.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hey! Right, okay, we're in 3D. The first thing that is very apparent is the scale is really off. I am not my normal height in this kind of thing. I mean, that isn't intended to be a criticism as such. Time. Right. Yeah, I'm not saying that as a criticism or anything like that. It's just an observation. Okay, no one in there. What are we supposed to do? So, yes, the Stanley Parable.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, yeah, I know nothing about this game, really. Other
No matter
than...
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I haven't even got to the meeting room yet. Yeah, I know nothing about this game other than it exists and everyone seems to love it. And it's an experience that you should experience. So here I am, finally experiencing it. My approach here is like I did a couple of years ago when I... Oh, okay. So that's how you interact with things. Okay, some things are I'm interacting with. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, like a couple of years ago, I finally, during my winter break, played Half-Life Alyx, and made a point of doing a little session every day, and then releasing, I don't know, about once every 5 days. Videos after that. I'm intending to do this with this. I want to try and have a session every day. So should I be trying to open doors like this? That looks ominous, doesn't it? Opposite doors open opposite ways.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did he? I feel like I'm being trolled. What happens if I go to the right? Alright, we'll do as we're told for now. No turning back. Let's keep going. Oh, hello. Is this the meeting room? This is a meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So, let it ball up inside you. How to solve a dispute with a co-worker. Let it ball up inside you. That doesn't help. I want to see... Oh, it won't let me change it back. To do synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market. Monetize free to play. Everyone is unique. Number of slides on this slide. So I can't really interact with the world.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Very obviously are quite a few things here. So as I'm playing this...
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you, game. So far, I'd say this is kind of pretty smooth.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he didn't. going to go
But
downstairs.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
I can't go
why
back
had he
now.
taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley
Going
pondered
round in
this, he
circles.
began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it
Okay, so did I literally glitch into the back rooms, like, as part of the game?
all of his co-workers were gone. What did it mean? Stanley decided to go
is
to the
that
meeting
a
room.
bug?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
right.
He entered the door on his left.
Let's go left again, but we will go upstairs this time. And so what I was trying to say way back is this is actually
Yet there was
buttery
not a single
smooth.
person here either.
But it's
Feeling
giving
a
me...
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It's giving me a slight headache, but I don't know if that's just because this is my first time back in VR after the cold and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how, what's that say? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So that's a lovely purse? Is that what that says? I'm going to assume that when I fell through the map, that was part of the game, right?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
A PIN number.
2845.
Really?
But of course, Stanley
2,
couldn't possibly have known
8,
this.
4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. I can say, apart from the scale in this being off, it does look very good. I don't know if, because like in the Portal 2 VR mod, I just needed to press a
Descending
particular
deeper into the
button to.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit
Oh,
peculiar.
what does that do?
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Apparently,
Why did
pressing
he
a
feel this
thumbstick
now,
brings up
when for
a
years it had never
Steam
occurred to
thing.
him?
I don't know what that is
This
though.
question would not go unanswered for long.
What was that?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Do you get the feeling that whoever made Severance for Apple TV played the Stanley Parable?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
The
himself.
chair's
Did he
comically
have the
small.
strength
I
to
wish the
find out?
scale was more correct. I'll get used to it though. I'm just going to process it as being part of the point of the game. Okay.
Now the monitors jumped to
Whoa.
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, let's keep going.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
door
else's
over there.
control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah. With the lemons. No, that's a different game, isn't it? Mind controls idle, awaiting input. System power. Off. This is where I go back to the start again, isn't it? It's all black. I got music, but it's all black.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Okay, you got me.
Was it over?
Well, that was worth the money.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all
Whoa,
he
that
needed.
actually looks really good.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling
Right,
of
I'm not in
liberation,
control. I got no
the
hands.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I think I just saw some of the back rooms that I wasn't supposed to see. VR's good for that, right? Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Really?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. I suppose we know what we're supposed to do this time,
When
right?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
It's
It had
lovely.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did he? No, he didn't. No, he really didn't. I'm so short. I really wish there was a way
Stanley
of...
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I really wish there was a way of sorting out the scale in
Look,
this.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Okay, go on
Give me
then.
a chance.
Go on.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Yes.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. Go on then.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices.
Give me the
two of
evidence.
us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Oh, that was clever.
We would both be so much happier if we just
Dead end.
stopped.
Not dead end.
And I think...
Dead end.
Well, I think I have a solution.
Not dead end.
Here, let me show you.
Back to the start again, right? No.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Will we now?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment.
Also, why have I
Now,
got
can we
Deadpool
please get
glove on?
back to the other room?
Go on then. My mind is already boggling at just how much thought and effort has gone into this.
There. See?
What if I walk off
This
the
is
edge
what you
here?
want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can.
Oh, it won't let
If
me
we
walk off
stop
the edge.
Moving, we just have to stop moving.
What if I move a little bit? A little bit more. A little bit more. What about if I move this much? Will let me walk off the edge? It's actually kind of chill.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
This got super weird, super
what
quick.
What are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Can I go through there? Can do this again.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
No.
Can you do that for me?
No. Gotta
My
keep doing
God.
this.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
No, I
Would you
like
throw
it.
yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Well, it's almost like you've actually. Oh, am I slowing down?
That was too much to ask.
I feel like I'm slowing down.
Looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Oh, I feel like it's trolling me now. It's like suggesting that this next time it's going to be different. No hesitation.
Is it over?
Oh!
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh my goodness. I'm hoping this is recording well, and I'm hoping this actually comes out okay.
All of his
I definitely was going slower. I'm going faster again now.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
God, have I got to remember all the different choices I've made? Let's go through that door
Stanley
again.
came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Lovely.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
It's lovely.
Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, let's do that.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Fine. No choice.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Sure.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Uh-huh. Is it though? Ah, there's the door that I saw.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track. Okay, from the top.
Oh, really? That's what you're going to do? Right, I just want to test something. Resume game. Okay, so I'm hoping that... yeah, I can just kind of quit out. I'm not wanting to quit yet. I just wanted to check something. I just want to go into the settings though, and oh, didn't want to do that. I don't want to change the field of view. Okay, back out there. I just wanted to see if there was anything. Right, I'm going to chance. Ah, that's just the recenter. Right, okay. Right, so that just recenters my view. I was trying to see if there was anything to sort out the scale problem. It's not terrible, but it just throws me ever so slightly.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I'm actually starting to lose track of all the options I've taken now.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, he's giving... Oh. Right, can't jump. I'm going this way. Oh, why would you give me so much choice? I can't cope with all this choice. This really is like the original Backrooms game. What?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't believe I paid £10 and spent like half an hour setting up this game this morning to be trolled this badly.
Okay, yep.
No doors.
Worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Okay.
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Fine. Wait, where's my off? Is that my off?
Aha!
Ah.
I knew we'd miss something.
What?
The story. Here it comes.
What?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This is so well done. Why is it taking me all these years? Why is it taking me all these years to play this game?
Now well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Your story?
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart. All right.
Stanley
I've got a
Parable
solution.
Adventure
This time,
Line.
to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Trademark.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I'm not sure what to do now. Like, on the one hand, following the line seems like the sensible thing to do, but on the other hand, it is kind of fun trolling the narrator.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
Let's
Onward,
go.
Stanley,
Let's
to
go.
destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I'm here for that. Let's keep going.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
What fern? Oh yeah.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Will it though?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, remember the fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? After we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Right, how long have I been at this? Nearly an hour, I think. I can't remember what time I started. Let's do this one more time, and then I think this would be a good
You know
point
what, Stanley?
to
I
pause.
say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I don't think that's us wandering. I think that's you deciding for
Now,
me.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
The
Use
dev
your
really likes
imagination.
this endless
Whatever it might be, Stanley,
corridor thing.
I'm ready for it.
Do you get the feeling that...
No, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Do you get the feeling that, you know, the dev of this game... Oh, hello. Kind of figured out this sort of endless corridor thing and lent into it really
a
hard.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Is it, though?
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Really?
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Up in that one. You've been playing the confusion ending for
What's this?
17 minutes.
The confusion ending.
What?
You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Whoa. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, right. I do think this is a good spot to stop. I am absolutely loving this, actually. I can definitely tell that this is by the same mind that came up with the Beginner's Guide, for sure. This is actually working for me on a number of different levels. I'm just kind of liking how it's playing with some fun, game mechanics, the endless corridors and the, go around in circles by the regenerating corridors and this and all that kind of stuff and everything. I appreciate it from that point of view. It's kind of a few pints into the evening philosophy nonsense as well, but it's also fun to see it put into a game, the whole thing of predeterminism and all this kind of stuff and everything. I like it. It's a really surreal, fun use of a game to explore some ideas and play with them in 3D, and then to drag it into VR as well. No pun intended, but gives it an extra dimension. The actual VR mod of it, I'd say is a little rough. I mean, it's smooth as anything. It works really well. I don't know why I'm wearing a glove. I wonder if that's even the case in the game. The scale thing, it's not going to come through on the video, but the scale thing is definitely off. I would say I'm probably as I look around me, I'm probably 3 feet tall, something like that, meter or so. And everything around me looks smaller as well, and I seem slightly off in terms of height in reference to the things around me as well. So the actual scale isn't what it could be. If I think of the Portal 2 VR mod, that seems spot on. Everything seemed about right. This is a wee bit off, but I don't mean that as a criticism. I'm just processing it as being part of how this game is ever so slightly surreal. That's my head canon for this. What do I think about this? I'm loving it. I've got no idea what's going on. I've got no idea where it's going. I don't want to know where it's... Well, I do want to know where it's going, but I'm not in a massive hurry to find out. At the same time, I'm actually keen to find out, if that makes sense. This is working for me. This is, now that I'm feeling a bit better and VR is working for me and everything, wearing the headset isn't giving me any problems. Just to recap, I've been down with a cold and stuff like that. There's a lot of dizziness involved with that, so wearing a headset and everything wasn't ever a great plan. Not to mention the odd runny nose as well. Doesn't mix great with a headset. So this is it's good to be back in VR, and it's good to be doing this as well. I'm kind of waffling just because I don't want to come out of here, but I also don't want to binge this. I also don't know how long it takes to play the main story. I also don't know how linear this is, or whether you can take lots of different routes and things like that, and it can take you twice as long as it would if you speed run it or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to finish here. So my plan is, not that it'll make a difference to these videos coming out, but if this first video is recorded well and it looks like it's worth using and worth publishing, my plan is to try and do a session pretty much every day, and then over the start of next year, 2024, what's the date today? It's the 14th of December 2023 as I start playing this. My plan is to release a session of this probably every 5 days to a week, spread out, mixed in with all the other videos and that I'm hopefully now going to record over the next few days as well. God, I hope this is recorded well. Anyway, from this first really delighted dip into the Stanley Parable in VR, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.